Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, in the last episode, we built the smithing guild for the toolsmith and the weaponsmith, but that doesn't quite cover all the smiths in Minecraft. So today, we're going to build the armorer's house as part of the ongoing village transformation in my survival world. So grab your snacks and drinks and show that like button who's boss, because I've got an episode full of awesome things planned for you guys. So without any further ado, let's just get right into the video. And out of all the villager professions that we could add to this world, armorer is probably the one I need the most, because look at me, guys. The only armor I ever wear are these gold boots. But aside from the odd feather fall, these things really don't protect me at all. This villager does think I'm styling, though. I'm looking pretty sharp, huh? Don't you run away from me without complimenting my boots. Anyway, what I meant is you guys should definitely hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so that you actually get notifications for my videos, because otherwise you might miss them, and that would be a disaster. But as you guys can see, the village is coming along really nicely. We added a really big structure over here in the last one, and now that we actually know how much space this guild takes, we can actually start adding a few more of these wheat fields. But I guess my big question for you guys is, do you think we should add some more wheat fields going up towards the quarry over here? Let me know in the comments, but for now, I think it's time we get a little bit more decoration and terraforming in. So how about we start that intro time lapse? Oh yeah. And right off the bat, I was in need of extending my network of pathways to kind of create rough outlines for where my fields are going to go. And I made sure to keep in mind that the top of the hill is where the castle is going to be later on, which is why I started planning out the winding path that's going to lead up there. And making last episode's build and just getting closer to building the castle in general has me so excited. I think it's going to tie the area together really, really nicely. And I've just been in that mood lately where I want to build something massive and epic. But as you can see here, I'm putting in the fields that at this point are actually coming all the way around the village. We might add more, but I'll leave that as an exercise for you guys to think about and tell me in the comments. And listen, after leaving your comment, you should probably join the Discord and share what you're currently building. The link is down in the description, so definitely join all the other awesome builders that are over there. And look, while I was doing this, my villagers were just the worst. They were trampling my crops, walking everywhere, and you guys have been entirely correct about dealing with villagers in the comments. It's worse than going to the bank or the DMV, and you guys know that I'm a very patient man based on all the builds I make, but you know what? These guys are starting to get the best of me. So with that said, let's build another house for one of these guys. I will see you on the other side. Alrighty, as you can see, the fields are in over there, and we've actually enclosed the entire village, like I said, and this is looking so awesome. You'll notice that I put the fields right here where I could have put some more houses to fill this whole circle in, but the thing is, I kind of wanted to keep the view open over there so you'll get a good view of the castle from the street over here, and it also gives us a good reason to spread out the remaining professions. And as you guys saw in the time-lapse, I decided to start building the road that's going to be winding up towards the castle. I think it's going to be really awesome to have one that sort of spirals all the way up, and we'll probably connect this pathway up to the one up top here. It's just that this is where my villagers come out currently, so we'll have to move this eventually. But yeah, we'll get this path finished and everything as soon as we start the terraforming for the area where we're going to put the castle over here. But now that we've filled in this part right here, there's only one free plot available for us to build the armorer's house over here, and that is right in this spot. And as you can see, I've already laid out a little bit of a plan. Buddy, you're a toolsmith. Come on, this place isn't for you. Leave. So what are we going to do for the armorer over here? And I gotta say, I was really inspired by the build I built last time here, and it got me thinking that maybe we could combine a few of the features over here. For instance, we have this archway going through the building here into the weaponsmith shop, and I think it's really cool when you can walk under a building like this. So my plan is to do something similar to over here, where we have the forge under the house itself, except I want to kind of make it so that you can walk through the whole thing. And the reason why I think this is going to be really cool is because over here is the entrance to the village. This is the path that connects up to the main road that leads back to Ventia, so I feel like it would be really cool if travelers were coming in, and then you've got the Armorer's Guild right here off the bat. And so you'd have a path leading through this place all the way over here. So we'll see how that's gonna look. But as you guys can see, I did some rough planning here with some cobblestone, and I've really been liking what we've been doing with towers lately, so I think we're gonna put a tower right here. And then this right here is gonna be the main structure where we're gonna have the forge you can walk through, and then we'll connect these up with some kind of structure like this. And so first off, I think we're gonna build the main building, and just as before, we're gonna use some kind of similar facade as over here, and we'll mix it up a little bit. We'll make it unique the way we have every single time. And so we're gonna start off with the same basic concept over over here. There will be another colorful awning here, so I'm not going to worry about detailing this post for now. But I think the way we're going to do this is we're going to have it be a 3x3 opening, the same way it was over by the Smith's Guild. I was playing around with the idea of making it the full 5x5, but I think that's just going to be too big. The house is going to look weird if we do that. And so I think we'll leave the opening like this. But going forward here, I'm pretty much going to do the exact same thing as over here. So give me a second, I'll come back when we start doing something new. Okay, we're already back because I'm making some more changes, and so this time I want to introduce a new block to the palette, and one that I really like and haven't gotten to use since Ventia, and that is jungle logs. Strip jungle logs are one of my favorites, and I want to use it towards the top of this build. Since we're going to be building a tower, I think we want to use it towards the top of it, but I do want to use it up top here as well. Before, we've both used the combination of oak and spruce, and we've also done spruce and stripped spruce over there, and so this time I think I'm going to go with spruce and some stripped jungle. And already I feel that makes the house pretty unique in this setting. And you know what? I think we just want to mirror that side over here on this one. So let me get all that filled in and we can start putting in some of the more important details. So here we are back, and as you guys can see, it's getting pretty close to this tower over here, and I want to do a section that juts out over here, so it's going to be even more cramped going through here. And you guys might think that's a bad thing, but I kind of want it to seem like these buildings are one and the same building. Obviously, they're not going to be fully connected, but I think it'll be cool if it seems like the Smithing Guild is one big block of buildings. So what do I want to do over here? Well, it's pretty simple. We're going to do something similar as over here. We're just going to make it a little bit different. In fact, a good reason to do this is the fact that we need a little bit more space for the smithy down here, so we're just going to bring this out all the way to the road. And then just to make things a little bit different, we'll start the top floor one block lower here, just to bring it closer to the street. That way it'll be more cramped coming through here. I feel like that's pretty cool. And then we'll bring these all the way up. And we don't have any other windows on the bottom floor, so it might be cool to put a couple here. And so right after we do a bit of texturing here, I feel like we can put in some of the windows, and I'm going to see if light gray or white is going to be better this time. And usually I do the white, but I think it's going to be more subtle if we do gray. Yeah, I kind of like how that blends in better with the stone. Okay, now let's worry about the top part here, and I think it's going to have a pretty good view, at least if you look at this angle. And so just to mix it up, I think I want to make one of those big bay windows. But first, I guess we have to tackle these sides here, and we're just going to alternate between stripped spruce and regular spruce. And so let's use the same frame design right here, and we can start using our spruce, but we're going to leave a 2x3 space here in the middle. And one design that I've used a lot in Ventia that I really like is using 3 white glass panes like this, and then you use the light gray like that, just to get a little bit of texture and color in there. And I think that makes for a pretty cool window. I'd say we're almost done with this face. And so let's get the A-frame in on this one, and we can add the final little details. Oh, and by the way, guys, let me know if you like this style of editing where I cut in the replay footage of the stuff that you don't get to see otherwise, because I think it's been pretty fun to do and something that looks really awesome. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, because it is a lot of extra work for me to do. The one thing I really don't like is this beam right here. I think if we can cover it up with some trap doors like this, maybe alternating, that could look good. Yeah, that gives it a bit more depth. I like that. I think we can call that finished. Now, I think before we worry about this side or the inside whatsoever, we want to build the tower, but I think the roof up here is the thing we need the most, so let's just get that in so we can start on this tower. Okay, now that we've started putting in the roof, I want to start building the tower here, but I do want to try filling in this awning right here, and I think I want to do it in blue. Yeah, that looks pretty cool, because blue's a color that we just haven't been using too much in this area. Yep, definitely adds a bit of color to the place. Let's do the same on the other side. And already the entire oasis is looking really awesome here now that we have the blue, the green, the red, brown, and yellow coming around. I think eventually I want to add even more colors to this place, and I do have a few ideas that you guys are just gonna have to sit tight to see what happens. So, what kind of tower do I want to make, you might ask? And it's gonna be pretty similar to this one, but not quite the same. In fact, I want to yoink and twist a design that I've already used over in Ventia, and basically what we're gonna do is we're just gonna switch up the colors. It's gonna be great. And so my first order of business is gonna have to be actually just building this thing up. So let me just get the base and pillar of the tower completed and textured here, and we'll hop in for the tower that's gonna be a bit different. So if you guys remember, while I was building the town over in Ventia, there was this square where I decided to build a tower, and that one was a quartz tower with a warped wood roof, which obviously this one isn't gonna be. Instead, we're gonna swap it out for the jungle and spruce combination we've been using on this one. And as for this trim right here, I want to use the spruce stairs and slabs just to make it a bit different from the other tower we have beyond the chimney there. And last time we went for double windows like that, but I'm gonna do the exact same thing that I did over in Ventia and do one single window in the middle. And hopefully using this much jungle should make it stick out quite a lot in the surrounding area here. Oh no, wait, hold on, I messed this up totally. I want these to be the other way around, and you'll see why in just a sec. Okay, yeah, that's a lot better. Now we have the spruce right here. This way we can put some dark oak fences like this to give us some more detail. It'll also help round off the square edge we have here by using the two fences on the side like this. Yeah, that's looking really, really solid. And then for the roof, I want to do something different as well. I think what I want is something like this, so we have a bit of an arch. So let me do that all the way around and get the roof of this pointy tower finished, and we will be right back. The top of the tower is in, and I gotta say, I think it's the best looking tower in the area. That thing is looking so awesome, and I just appreciate the fact that it's different from the other tower we have here, just so we have some variation going on. Now, obviously, we need to connect this, but I want to address the issue of the flag. I might add a flag to this thing. It's just that we have so many flags in the air right now that it might be a bit much to add another one. I don't know what you guys think. I'll add it for now, and we'll check out what it looks like and see if it's a bit too much flagination. I mean, I don't know. I think it looks pretty cool to have a bunch of flags in the air like this. But you guys will have to let me know down below. Too many flags? Now, obviously, we can't leave this like this, so we're gonna have to connect it up, and I do have an idea. And so for this idea to work, first off, we have to connect up the trim of the roof here to the tower. And so I think I'm just gonna bring this over here, and we'll connect it up like that to the edge. In fact, I think this could work out really nice, because this way we can have the staircase coming up in the tower and a way to get up to the top floor without wasting any space. Okay, although I must admit that building the roof of a house before the actual walls feels a little bit like designing the human body using the skin first and then the skeleton, but you know. Now, I've been doing a lot of thinking about where I want my entrance, and I think this indentation right here is the perfect place to put it. You know, I think it actually looks pretty awesome to have the entrance right here. Now, for this part right here, I want to make something kind of cool looking. I want to add some kind of window sticking out, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, but I'm sure it's gonna be great. I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's fine, but we could maybe add some greenery to it. Now we're talking. I really like that. Now we have this side on the back here, and as you can see, I want it to jut out a little bit. And so we'll build out the box here, maybe make it one shorter than the actual house, just for some variation. And I think we're gonna add another window to this one right here. And since we're gonna have such a beautiful panoramic view of the farms here, I want to make a balcony on this side. And now I think we can just bring these walls up. We'll probably go 4 blocks. Now the only issue is how we're actually going to connect this up to the roof, because we can't leave it like this. That's looking pretty awful. I think that worked out quite nicely, and if this isn't looking majestic, then I don't know what is. In fact, I think we need to introduce a couple villagers to our new place here. Let's grab guy number 1. And obviously we still need to build the smithy, but I feel like we can get these guys over here just so that they'll choose the jobs right away when we put down the blast furnaces. Guys, you gotta be pretty strong to be able to row a boat on a path like this. And it's not making it any easier that I got this idiot's thick skull in the passenger seat. Now, these guys are here and ready to work. Don't mind the fact that they're looking away from their workplace. That has nothing to do with their level of ambition, but we kind of have a big hole in here we need to fix. Okay, I smelted up some smooth stone. Now, hopefully we can actually craft our blast furnace. Perfect. Okay, iron and smooth stone. That's awesome. Now, I did a few things in here. I actually created this wall. I think what we're going to want to do is we're going to break a hole in the wall right away. And this is the way we're going to get from the forge into the house if we want to. And then I think we'll do something like this. We'll put our blast furnaces here, and we are going to have actual fire in here. Wait, hold on. There was a guy without a profession in my village here that just came and took the armorer profession? Well, all right, man, you're our new armorer. We'll just make sure that we lock you in, and we'll get some boots. Now, I'm not playing with fire tick on, so this is not actually going to light my whole house on fire, but that's looking pretty good. And this way, the villagers are actually going to have access to the furnaces. Now we need to worry about the fact that we can just see all the way up into this house. So we got to kind of think about the fact that this is going to be the floor upstairs as well. Okay, obvious problem we have is the ground in here. We can't leave it grass like this, so I've brought some coarse dirt and some brown concrete powder. Now, I went through some trouble to get some extra things here because I wanted to try something out. I wanted to try using black concrete powder over by the furnace here, and I was thinking that maybe we could blend it in with the rest by using some of this soul soil. I have no idea how good this is going to look. It is going to trigger my soul speed, though. Honestly, I think I like the way that looks. I did add some stuff over here as well, and this is a place where we can put some armor stands down. Now, as for what sets of armor we should put here, I think iron is one that makes the most sense. And as for the middle, well, I think there's only one armor type we can put here. And to find this type of armor, we're going to have to fly back to where it all started, all the way back to spawn. See, currently my netherite set is resting over here in Ventia in this tent. And you know what? We might have to make another set of netherite armor just so that we can have 2 sets right here. But for now, it's a little bit expensive, so I'm just going to move this stuff over to our armory. Ooh, aerial shot of the town looking really cool now that we've filled everything out like this. That's so awesome. There we go, the fabled netherite. And of course, I think this place needs a couple of anvils like this, probably some tools to use them as well. So once again, we'll pretend that the axes are hammers. And you know what? With that, I would say we made a pretty epic looking forge that you can walk through right here. And I mean, we got one armorer, but we need one of these guys to pick up the other job. So let's just break this and watch him go to work. Oh yeah, this guy's gonna be a spectator as this guy takes the job. That's awesome. Buy a chest plate off of you and you are locked in. Okay, folks, I've been hard at work building the interior over here for this house, but before we check that out, I think there's a few details we can add to the road. A lot of you guys like the idea of having traveling merchants and carts riding down here, and so I've worked on a design for a pretty simple cart that I think we can build over here. And the plan here is pretty simple. I've used oak trapdoors for the wheels, and these ones up here are temporary because I want to add some birch trapdoors. And so the point of the birch trapdoors here is to make this kind of cloth covering that you see on carts. We can put a back on this thing and maybe add a few chests in here, and then perhaps we can add some fences there, and I figured these fence gates to make it look like a horse is connected. And I kind of have this idea. I don't know if it's going to work at all, but I've got myself some honey blocks and some brown carpets here. And some of you guys may know that mobs can't actually walk off of honey blocks, so if we cover this up, let's see what it looks like. It does look like it's part of the road. Now, luckily, I decided to put some leads on some horses over here, so we can just lead this guy over to the cart. And so hopefully if we pull this guy over here and we put him on top of the honey blocks, he's not going to be able to leave. Well, unless we pull him, of course. Well, it doesn't look like he can leave, so let me know down in the comments if you feel we should put more carts like this or variations of them on the road back here. I think this looks pretty awesome. Yeah, that looks cool. Maybe if we add a villager in there as well, that would look really, really awesome. But like I said earlier, I have finished the interior over here, so let's check it out. Down here is the entrance. It's nothing fancy. I just put a lot of potted plants down and established the theme of light blue and cyan. These doors, as you know, lead into the forge, but if we come over here and walk up the spiral staircase, we first have a room that leads into this hallway right here. But if we actually come up here, we get to the top of the tower, and I think there is a guy. Well, yep, there is a guy who lives up here. So one of the armorers lives up here in the tower. We got a really cramped mini bedroom, but I thought it was pretty cool to have a bedroom at the top of the tower. You can even see our cart leaving town. That looks awesome. So I'm glad to see that this guy is enjoying his home, but if we walk down again, we can come through this door over here, and I didn't really know what to do with this hallway area here. So it just has this one little door that leads into a mini bedroom right here. Nothing fancy whatsoever. And then we've got this door leading out onto the balcony. And I'm very glad to see that we have a few guys enjoying that. Wow, okay, we got an entire party here out on the balcony. They're just enjoying the view of the fields, which is pretty awesome, to be honest. I love the way this looks. I really like what the stonemason's house looks like in the distance there too. But if we come back through, we have the main room in here, and there's one guy who really likes to hang out in this spot. I don't know why this armor just loves chilling right here, but this is the way I got around hiding the stone bricks that are under here. This is actually the roof of the armory down there, but I really like this little dining area. Love this kitchen with these shelves, and I've seen people use this drawer design that I think is really cool, so I recommend you use that in your interior builds as well. As you're cooking, you of course have a really nice view of the oasis, and then we have the final room over here, which is just another little bedroom slash study. Now, because of the forge down here, we lost a lot of the interior space, so that one wasn't super big, but I still think it turned out really nicely. I love the bedroom up in the tower. I think that's the best part for sure. So let me know what you think about the interior in the comments down below. But one area I need to ask you guys about is this plot right here. What do we do with this? Do we just add a tree, maybe a station for some carts? I don't know, mini stables? Let me know what you guys think. I don't really want to obscure the wall of flowers here. I think that looks really awesome, that big rose bush. But we still definitely need to do something over here, so let me know down below. But ladies and gentlemen, I am so happy with the village so far. I love how it wraps around the oasis that we built in episode 2. And I'm really excited to come at you guys in the next one with the cartographer, so look out for that video very soon. But as always, if you stayed all the way to the end of the video, then you're the champ, and I appreciate your existence. And until we see each other next time, have a good one.